Hi everybody, it's Monica Hart, the deputy with the Share Mission, and I'm here with the lovely and talented and very smelling good Demayl Powell with Sweet Smelling Savour. And if you all don't know, I'm going to show y'all a couple of her products that she has, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this. This right here is so distracting.
It smells really good.
It's so distracting. It smells so good.
It really does.
Her little sachets. Thank you so much for taking some time out on this lovely Friday, cold Friday.
Very nippy.
Because apparently
quickly
nippy, and of course it's the Midwest, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started with this beautiful product, and a little bit about the name.
Okay. So in 2003, actually June of 2003, I did social services.
Okay.
And I worked at a nonprofit in Upper Arlington.
Okay.
And they had a cut in funding. And my position was done away with.
Okay.
So I was pink slipped.
Oh wow.
And I thought to myself, Lord, what am I going to do now? Because I have a mortgage that will continue to need to be paid.
Right.
And so for the 6 months that I received unemployment, I just kind of got different ideas about how I could make money. I've always been creative, like to work with my hands and mix and make things. So I started off making candles.
Okay.
Started off making soy candles.
Okay.
In actually October of 2004, I started the company with just the candles.
Okay.
And I would pass them out to different people, and they're like, oh my goodness, these candles are so good. They're better than a big name brand at the mall. And they're like, you know what?
Did y'all hear that? This is why it's awesome to support your local entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because what you're paying at the store, you could get more.
Absolutely. And let me just add this too. I think my candles, and I'm maybe a little biased, but I think my candles
It's okay to be biased this time. It's all right.
I think my candles are really good and strong and potent because they're made in small batches.
Okay.
They're not mass produced. So when I make a batch of candles, it's going to be 6 to 8 candles max.
Okay.
So it's going to get a real individual attention. I do soy candles, so they're very fragrant, whether they're burning or not.
Okay.
So it's going to be a good quality product.
So I hear you saying that it's better to buy from a small entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Someone who is local.
Absolutely.
Will actually get it to you the next day or in 2 days. I mean, honestly,
I try to have a 2-day turnaround. Sometime when it's the rush, like coming up now,
with
Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
It can be a little difficult to do a 2-day turnaround, but I still work very hard to get it to you in a timely manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about why it's good to small batches. I want to talk a little bit about that, but
Absolutely.
How did you come up with this name? This name and this marketing is amazing, y'all. It is amazing. Sweet Smelling Savour. This is a lot. And her tagline. It's the Balm, BALM.
So, the name Savour, when I came up with the company, when I started the company, my prayer was, God, I want to have a name that you can be glorified.
Okay.
I want to have a name for my company that you can be glorified. I don't want to be self-centered and make it about me, but I want to have a name Savour. So it's definitely biblical. It's from Ephesians 5:2.
Okay.
And when people are asking me all the time, well, what does Ephesians 5:2 say? I always tell them, go look at it.
There you go. There you go.
It's an opportunity for them to open up the Bible, open
what
up
a
the
great
Word.
way to witness.
And especially, too, because some people, they haven't touched the Bible in a long time.
Yeah.
So if they want to know about the company that they're supporting these products, I encourage them to go to the Bible and look it up for themselves.
Okay.
So yeah, I got the name from the Lord, Ephesians 5:2, and it's just a really good. I love it. It says a lot. It says a lot about who I am, but it also really make people remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It also really makes them remember. So
as we were sitting here and just enjoying some chatting time, she even had a customer come up and just went on and on. So I can see this happening to you a lot. So.
It actually does.
That's
It actually does. I always try to have my goodie bag with me because you never know when the sale will happen.
Yes, y'all. I got my goodie bag today. I did. I got mine.
Yeah.
And this, I'm telling you, I probably need to buy some and just give these
Let
away.
me tell you about what these are. So these are vent scent. It's a scented little. The fibers in here is corn cob, and so I pour the scent on the corn cob, let it absorb, and then I bag this up.
Oh, wow.
The way that I use this. In my vehicle, I put it in the front window on the dashboard on my defrost vent. So in the morning when I get in my car to clear my front window, the smell is circulated as the window is defrosting.
And that's got to be amazing because it's just sitting here.
Yeah.
There's a light vent going on, and
Yeah.
it is like
It's very
everywhere.
fragrant.
It
It's
is
very
very
fragrant. And to describe this scent, it doesn't have a name, a formal name. I just kind of like to freehand mix. So I just kind of blend a little of this and a little of that. So it's not quite the same each time, but it's very similar.
Gotcha.
So I would, if I had to give it a name, I would say Citrus Bliss. There's a lot of lemongrass.
Bliss.
There is eucalyptus. There's a little mint. There is.
It sounds like you're gonna have a relaxing car ride.
Oh, absolutely. It'll definitely keep the road rage down. But in addition to using this in the car, you can also use it in the house.
Okay.
If your vents are on the floor, you just sit one on the vent in whichever room, and every time your furnace comes on, this smell is circulated around whichever room.
And I think this is probably going to be way better than having some of these electrical
Plug-ins or
plug-ins
whatnot, yeah.
that can actually start fires and things of that nature.
Or they're very costly to continue to refill.
Not even costly. I've read some of the ingredients, and it's funny because as I was researching for this interview today, I was researching some of the items that are involved in these air fresheners that I have in my house, and it's frustrating to me because I don't think that the quality of the scent is the same all the time, and yet I'm paying the same price all the time. And so I trying to go with more natural items so that I know that what I'm breathing in is not harmful to me.
Yeah.
So when you started creating way back when, how did you come up with your recipes? Have you always been inspired? Is this something that you took a class to do? Is this something that was divinely inspired? How did this happen?
So let me say this, and I'm just kind of by faith saying this. Years ago, I went to a church where there was a lady who I'll say did prophetic interpretation.
Okay.
And so she came to me and she was like, Demayl, this is what your name means. And so she told me that my name means dark American fragrant oil.
Whoa.
And this was even before I started the business.
Whoa.
Even before. And so I was like, that makes sense. Because even before I started the business, I always liked any and everything that smelled good myself. I love perfume. I will buy perfume before I buy groceries. I love perfume. I was always mixing, different things and having a warmer going and would pour scent into it so my house would always smell good. So I'm not a chemist. I was not formally trained or anything like that. But what I did do is I said, when I devised my shea butter, I said, Lord, I know that this is a really good product, and I know that this is a healing balm, because when I was first making it, the person I gave it to try, it healed their son's skin of terrible eczema in a matter of days.
And listen, let me, not to interrupt you, but I listened to that testimony, and I'm not going to have her share it because I want y'all to visit her Facebook page, because it is an amazing story, and you need to hear it from her point of view. It is an amazing story, and I was just sharing with her, I have a very good friend of mine who has struggled with eczema, and I'm actually going to be talking to her tonight about getting some product for her.
Yeah.
So literally, this is a balm.
This is a healing balm.
Literally, it's
It really
the balm.
it is a refined shea butter. So when I start off with it, it is white, unscented butter. I add a little soy, I add grapeseed oil, and then fragrance. So I wanted to deal with refined shea butter as opposed to raw, that nutty smell of the raw shea butter to compete with the fragrance that I add. So it's not whipped. A lot of products, especially handmade or small business products that are made body butters, they'll whip it. I didn't want to whip mine. I wanted it to be a more thicker ointment so that it'll get in there and that it'll really penetrate down to the cellular level. And then I also wanted you to have a full 8 ounces of product. When you whip a product, there's so much air in there that if you take that whipped product and put it in an 8-ounce container, once you melt it down, if you ever wanted to test it, it's only probably 5 ounces, if that.
I got you.
So this gives you a true 8 ounce.
So you're
of
really
product.
getting quality and quantity for what you're purchasing.
Absolutely.
And listen, y'all, I'm telling you, you're hearing it from the deputy. Her prices are so affordable. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for something that is quality, like I said, I've been taking somebody else's shea butter because I haven't had my own. So this is my night to get my own. So I'm sure my friend would be happy. But you're looking for a quality product. You need to reach out to her. You need to check out her Facebook page. I mean,
Instagram as well.
Instagram. Her products are very affordable, and I'm seeing, and the weight here, I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh man, this is completely full.
Yeah.
And I have had shea butter before in other places, and I agree. I don't feel like I got the full amount.
Yeah.
And so one of the questions that we were kind of touching on earlier was the difference between purchasing with a small business and someone who is taking their time, putting love and prayer. I mean, who wouldn't want somebody that is literally praying over the items that they're going to be giving to you? I mean, they've gone to the Lord before. I mean, that is an amazing testimony in itself. You can preach on that.
Yeah.
Tell me what the difference is when you hit on a little bit about, these larger conglomerates are making these huge batches, and the consistency of the smell or the consistency of the product sometimes gets lost in production.
Right.
And so you have the ability to have a more consistent product
And a more controlled.
Because your batches are smaller.
Absolutely.
But here's what I like. Is that because she does not have this formula per se, she's got something. Because she's not going to tell us her secret, y'all. That's okay, because her prices are affordable. But what I like is that you're kind of getting a one of a kind. Because I'm thinking about this, like you just said, this sachet, the smell is a little different each time. And so you're kind of getting a one of a kind smell. I don't know any place that you can go and get that. Because, that's just me personally. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
So I think that is a wonderful thing. Tell me what kind of feedback you've had from customers who've used your products. Other than, like, the testimony about the eczema is amazing. But what other testimonies have you had from people that have used your products?
Well, let me just say to God be the glory, because I have a vast variety of customers. My customers range from your stay-at-home mom to doctors, attorneys, and Columbus police officers.
Oh, wow.
So there is no limit to who buys Sweet Smelling Savour.
Okay.
I have had wonderful opportunities to go into large corporations. Just next week, actually, I've been invited back for the 3rd year to Express Brands just down the street for their employees. So I really don't know how I ended up there, because most of the vendors there are informational vendors giving information on health and wellness, and I'm there actually retailing our product.
But it is still health and wellness.
It's health and wellness, yes.
Because
But
it's the bomb.
I'm the only one actually retailing a product where everybody else is passing out information.
What an amazing door that has been opened.
But what I hear from people is, your product have done things for me that I have been trying to get to happen for many years, and it hasn't. I had one lady, she's actually a first lady of a local church, and she bought the product, and she said, for years and years, my hair has been stunted. my hair would not grow. She's been using it on her hair.
Oh, wow.
And she said her hair has began to grow because of using this product on your hair. So it's not just for your face, your body. You can use it in your hair.
Oh my goodness.
You could use it hair, face, body, feet. And I'm gonna tell you,
so it's a
I'm
multi-purpose.
The guys use it as a beard balm. The guys will use it as an aftershave. Some guys use it to lather up before they shave. I even had a lady. This is not a fabrication. I had a lady. Her dog started to have patchy areas where the dog was nipping at itself. I gave my friend a jar of unscented shea butter. She used it on the affected areas of the dog,
my goodness.
of her dog. And it healed the areas that the dog kept biting at because the skin was raw.
This is for everybody in the family.
Yeah,
This is not just
everybody.
for you.
It's not just,
and it's not. And I'm glad you brought that up about the men and the beard because this is not just for women.
Oh no, I have scents for men as well.
So do you hear that?
I have scents.
This is something for everybody. What about for young kids who might have sensitive skin?
So, because of the 3 basic ingredients, shea butter, soy, grapeseed oil, and then fragrance can be optional. I do a shea butter that's unscented also. So, my recommendation is I would not recommend it for children under 2 because they're still young. And parents might still be trying to figure out what their allergies are.
Sure.
And because shea butter is made from a nut, a lot of children have a nut allergy. So we want to just let them be old enough to determine
whether or not
they
good,
have an allergy.
Good fit for them.
And then some people, not all, but some people are kind of up in the air about soy. So some people won't do soy, and that's fine.
Okay.
For that reason, I recommend at least 2 to see how you're going to respond to it.
But basically, for anybody in the family,
1 jar, like if you wanted to get 1 jar and you wanted to get a scent that everybody in the house can enjoy, I have a baby powder that is a very good seller. Actually, at the start of the school year, I cannot make enough baby powder. It seems like parents will buy that as a staple, like school supplies.
Okay.
So baby powder is a really good one. Egyptian Earth is also a really good scent.
Is that a must smell?
It's actually a combination. The scent itself is a combination of like sandalwood and plum.
I bet that's
so it's good. Real middle of the road where both the men and the women and even the children could wear this one. It doesn't smell too grown, too mature. It's just very clean and fresh.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And then you have this. You got to tell me about this.
Okay.
So this is her linen spray.
The Roman linen spray.
So tell me, how do you use it? Where can you use it? Because is it just for linen?
So
that's what I want to know.
So first of all, let me just hold this up so you can see this. This is not a milky white bottle. This is actually
the product.
And so people will say, I need some more of the milk. But this is a Roman linen spray, so you can spray it airborne, furniture, fabric, curtains, bedding. I have people who spray their dog bed with it. Sometime when it's time for me to launder my jean jacket, but I don't have time, I'll spray this as a fabric refresher on my jacket. So, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you have multiple products. And one thing that I saw on her site was gift baskets. And so since, she did say, I'm sure you're super busy. I was looking at your events that are coming up and I was like, thank you, Lord, for allowing us to get together because
I got a lot coming up.
I think you're going to be super, super busy.
Yeah.
But you are, you do gift baskets really for all occasions is what I kind of saw.
Absolutely. I do custom gift baskets. I enjoy making the gift baskets. I also do what I call product bundles, which are in a decorative gift box that has a lid. So those are much easier to ship. Actually, those are the only things I ship. I can't ship basket because of the delicacy of it. But in the gift basket, what I typically put in there is a full-size shea butter. I'll do a candle, a small travel size of the Roman linen spray, and then a body or a massage oil. Sometimes people will have me add extra things to it for their own personal touch.
Response time is amazing. And I mean, if you need something, I put an order for 65 samples and I gave her like no time, and I really didn't expect her to have them done. they're done, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, so if you need something that is unique, something creative, something divinely inspired, you need to get in touch with Sweet Smelling Savior. And that information is in the first 4 to hit her up at the information listed below. Then you will get your items actually for free.
That's nice.
So now we're going to put a limit on that, but you'll have to call her first to find out what that is.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much,
You are most
Demayl, for
welcome. You are
coming
most
out.
welcome.
I really encourage you all to get in touch. If not just with this, right?
The Vincent.
This is like a big, but thank you so much for just stopping by, giving us a little bit of information. I encourage you all to reach out to her. And again, remember the first 4 contacts get a free item from Sweet Smelling Savior, courtesy of the Share Mission and the Megaphone. Thanks so much, y'all, for sticking in here with us and just for coming by to learn more about these amazing entrepreneurs right here in the city of Columbus. Thank you so much. See you next time.
It's the bomb.
Thank you. It's the bomb. I love you.